Hi, everyone. So you were not able to settle your injury claim without having to file suit. Now what? Well, we filed the lawsuit. So I, as your attorney, will file a petition in the appropriate court, and then the defendants will get an attorney, usually hired by their insurance company, if they have insurance, and they will file an answer. At that point on, I do want to keep you as involved as possible, but this is not overwhelming on your part, I promise. So typically the first steps are we send each other interrogatories. So we, the plaintiffs, send a written set of questions and requests to the defendant, and they have to answer those under oath. And they can do the same with us. Now, they are not very intimidating questions. They're mostly about a lot of your background and what your treatment is and has been. You know, they can ask things like if you've ever injured this part of the body before, all of that kind of stuff, where you've lived, where you've worked. Again, just some simple background stuff. And then typically after that written discovery is over, we go into depositions. So of course, the defense attorney is allowed to take your deposition, which is when you sit in a room with myself, the court reporter, and the defense attorney, and they get to ask you questions kind of similar to what we went over in the interrogatories. So background, treatment, damages, things like that. But again, I am there with you the entire time, and if they get out of line, I can object, and there's nothing to worry about. Of course, you can get nervous because you think you're going to mess up your case and all these things, but you and I will meet beforehand, and you will be prepared, and you just have to be truthful, and that is what usually wins your case. After depositions are over, well, in the background of all of this, there may be some motions filed on behalf of each party, but you're not really involved in those. So I can tell you what's going on if they filed a motion to dismiss the claim or a motion to compel certain documents that we haven't given to them yet. You don't have to worry about any of that. You do not have to ever go to court unless we end up going to trial. And especially in today's times, trials don't happen as much. Well, actually, I take that back. They do happen, but getting a trial date with the COVID era is going to be difficult. But a lot of cases settle before going to trial. So again, in the background of all this, I am getting our experts together, I'm getting our witnesses together, and basically your job, just as the same before we filed the lawsuit, is just to get better. Okay. Sometimes people are still treating when the lawsuit is filed. Sometimes they're done. So again, your job is just to get better. And if I ask you for some information that can aid me in my investigation and building up your case, obviously please get that to me. But again, you do not have to go into a courtroom unless we go to trial. And getting a case to trial takes a year or two, sometimes more. And then that is when you come into the courtroom and participate. Tell your story to the jury. But I am just working up your case from the minute I sign you up until the minute we go to trial. So you are involved, but I try to take as much of the stress off of you as possible and work your case up as much as I can so as to not to worry you and just let you know no matter what, we've tried our best and hopefully we can get you compensated. But that is generally what goes on if you cannot settle prior to suit, or if you can't settle and you have to file a lawsuit.